A former JCPS teacher sentenced to 12 years in federal prison on child porn charges. Brian Hines was the theater teacher at Manual High School's Youth Performing Arts School. Now, it is important to note federal prosecutors did not identify any Manual students in the 3,300 images or 65 videos of child porn on Hines' cell phone. U.S. Attorney Kyle Baumgartner called it a heinous crime, saying, quote, "Outwardly, Hines appeared to be dedicating his life to educating and helping children, but under the cloak of darkness and perceived anonymity, he was disgustingly betraying his profession and the public's trust by distributing disgusting child sexual abuse materials." Hines has earned every last minute of his 151-month sentence.